Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Hope everybody is doing well. So today is diamond painting, the big cover up. So some people might have dropped in thinking, oh, it's going to be a big scandal about diamond painting. It isn't. It's about the covers for the diamond paintings. When you get a diamond painting, you will either have an opaque paper over the top, a sort of waxy thick paper, or you will have a clear cover. And that's what I want to talk about because I had my first clear cover on my last diamond painting and I found it a complete nightmare. So I wanted to talk about that and how to fix the problem if you are having a problem with it. Just the options that you have. So diamond painting covers. For anybody who hasn't yet done a diamond painting and you may be just thinking about getting one, when it comes it will have a cover over the glue. Now it could be like something like this. It's a sort of shiny paper, quite thick waxy sort of paper, and this goes on top of the canvas to stop anything sticking to the glue. Now you get this with when the glue is basically a sheet, like it's a bit like double-sided tape but very thin, and it gets put on top of the canvas in production and then this gets put on top of that. The problem that you can have with that type of glue is the fact that it's a sheet. When they put it down, sometimes air bubbles get trapped underneath it. So that can cause some problems if you don't fix it. It can cause the drills to raise up off the picture. You can see the lines where the air bubbles are. But I did a video earlier about how to fix that problem. So if you have a look back and you can see the one that I did from Wish, it was a very, very bad one. But I showed how to fix it and it turned out okay. So that's the problem with that type of glue. When it's a sheet, there's a chance you're going to get ripples and air bubbles and that sort of thing. So the other thing that you can get is a clear sort of cellophane. They use this with ones that have poured glue, where in the manufacture they actually pour the glue onto the canvas, so you don't have the air bubbles and the ripples. So you're less likely to have problems with it. So it's probably, I would say, the preferred out of the two. Today happens to be the start of Drills and Chills 2020 on Instagram, which I am taking part in, so is my wife, and I'm just about to start my entry. So if you don't know about it, hashtag Drills and Chills 2020 on Instagram. I will put a link to the YouTube video in the description below. So this is going to be my entry for the Drills and Chills 2020, and it is poured glue. It has this thin cellophane over the top. Now I actually only got my first one, I think it was my last diamond painting. It came with the, I call it cellophane, but this thin stuff. Now when I'm working the diamond paintings, what I do is the whole canvas is covered. If you just imagine this covers this, and this was the normal double-sided glue. What I do is, well, I'll just say, I normally start in the bottom right hand corner because I work from right to left, so that as I go along my hand is sitting on the drills that I've placed, and not going this way because my hand would be sitting on the glue. So what I normally do is decide how much I'm going to be doing. So I would say, right, okay, just as a figure, here I'm going to do this much and that far up. So this would all be stuck, and I would peel this back, sit it down, and then I've got these placemats that you can see underneath. I would normally lay a placemat across the top and that would hold that down, because if I let it go, it's actually pretty flat, but sometimes they tend to try and come back. So what I do is I put the placemat over the top just to hold it down. Then I do my piece, I work this, I'll do this whole area, fold it back and put the placemat over the top. So I would do, for example, that sort of section. When I finish that, I put that down, I cut another one, do another section. It's really up to you how big the sections, but basically that's the way that I've always worked them. Just cut the strip on the section I want to do, fold it back. Then I got my first clear one and I tried to do the same thing. It didn't go very well. This stuff is very, very thin, and I'm actually going to do it just to let you see what happens. So I'll do what I would normally do with the thick paper. I would normally peel the whole thing back, either side, to release any tension in it. I take it up over halfway. I've showed this before in the video. So peel it back over halfway, put it back down, turn it around, peel it back, over halfway, and you can see already slight problem. Okay, so that's it. So just imagine I'm going to start it the way that I normally would do it. This is what I did with the last one. I had no idea, so I was just doing it the way that I normally do it. So say I'll cut it the same again. Okay, a bit further, and then I'll get this piece, fold it back. So I would fold that back to there. I would put my mat over the top to hold it down, put it back, go to the next section when I'm finished. Now, trying to peel it off isn't as easy because it's really thin and it's actually tearing. Now this is what happened to me, that because you can't see it, but this piece is still sitting here, and as I pull this it rips. That doesn't happen with this. If I had this down and pulled it, the whole thing would just come up. It's easy to do. The cellophane starts to rip and tear and goes all directions, and this is what happened to me. I was doing a much bigger one than this. The glue was stronger than this, so when I was trying to peel it back it was tearing, and the tears don't go really in a straight line, and because you can't see it, if I get it in the light you can see it, but when it's lying like that it's hard to see. So it started to get really, really frustrating, and I mentioned it in a Facebook group and someone said use masking tape. So what to do is use just normal masking tape, put it sort of crisscross where you would normally cut, and you cut along the masking tape, and it stops this stuff from sort of going wherever it wants to go, so it keeps your lines straight. So I did that, but I wasn't happy with it, and then I found out about this stuff called release paper. Now this is pre-cut paper, and the idea is that you take this completely off and then you use these things to cover it, and they peel off. So that is what I'm going to do with this one, because I don't know if you can see that. It starts to get really messy, and especially if you've got a large diamond painting. In fact, I'm going to do it the other way because I want to get the whole thing off. This also happened with the big one. I had a tiny sliver of the cellophane that I couldn't see, and I didn't know it was on the picture, and I thought I had removed it all. And when I was working, I went to put a drill down and it wouldn't stick. So I thought, this is one. I mean, I've heard about it where you get dry patches and there's no glue, but the drill was sliding, and I thought something underneath that. So I picked at it with tweezers, and I found that there was actually a very thin sliver of this stuff that went halfway up the picture. So I got the end and I peeled it back, and it actually went up into an area that I had done, but it happened to be right on the line where the drills meet. So all that happened when I pulled it was so thin, it came out, the drills sort of lifted slightly and went back down again for about, I don't know, 30 centimetres. So I managed to pick that bit out. I didn't even know it was there. So I really don't like this stuff. So I'm peeling it from the other end, hopefully so that that doesn't happen again. Now you can see that I've got to the bit where I've cut it, and then this is where it all messes up. That is well stuck. This does not happen with the other stuff. Now I'm going to have to, you can see it's all tore. I'm going to have to go over this, check it in the light, make sure I've got all of this off. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so let me try and check it in the light and see. And the problem is, because it's clear, it can be very hard to see, but I think I've got it all. Okay, and this is only a small one. So if it came with this, I'll just put this down on it because it came off another picture, but I'll just press it down a bit so it's on properly. Now I'll do the same as I did. I'll take it from, okay, so that's back on. So now I'll peel it off. That's how easy it is with this paper. No problem at all. You can put it down, you can peel it off, you can put it down, and peel it off, and keep doing it. No problem. The other thing that I like about the opaque paper is that you can't see the picture. I don't like seeing the whole thing until it's finished. So I would, as I said, normally start in the bottom right hand corner. So I would start and say I was doing that, for example. Fold that back, cover it up, do that piece, fold it back when I'm finished, cut the next piece, fold that back, do that piece, put it back, fold that piece back, do that piece, fold it back. Then when I get to the next piece, I would just continue with the line and cut it further up. So say I decide I'm going to do that much that day, or I think I'm going to do that much. It doesn't matter if you go too far, because you can always put it back down again. So I'll just line it up again. So I've done the first section there. Say I did this yesterday, and maybe I did this and this. So I had a good day and I did that much. So fold all this back down when I'm not doing it, and I always put the mat on top to hold it down, because when your drills are there it won't stick, so it can sort of flop about, dust and stuff can, hairs, whatever, pet hairs can get in, so you don't want that. So I put one of these placemats over the top. So come back the next day, decide, right, okay, I'm going to do another section. Cut that piece, so all I do is take it up to the next piece, fold it back. So now I've done this area, and this area. I'm working on this area. Finished, put it back. If I've only done half of it, the paper will stick to the glue wherever, and it helps it to stay down. If I finish it, the mat goes on top. The mat goes on top all the time anyway. I always have it covered. The table's just always covered in mats. I've actually got a custom that I'm working on, which is underneath this. So that's how I work it. So then I found out about this release paper, and I ordered some. So these sheets come. Now, I didn't know this. Some sheets aren't shiny on both sides. It's the shiny side that should go on the glue. This isn't shiny, and I did a little test with it. I tried that on the very edge. The glue overlaps the picture, so I tried it and it stuck. So I thought, okay, that could be a problem. If I accidentally put the wrong side down, it's going to be hard to get off. So what I did was I put a check mark, so that as long as the check mark is facing me, I know that I'm putting it on the right way. So what I would do is, I would probably say go, this is quite a small one, I would do say halfway. So roughly halfway, put this down, and then halfway. Halfway. So I normally start on the right hand side, so I would place the left hand side first. And make sure the check mark is up. So again, that's all I'm doing is covering it, making sure I go over the edges. It makes it easier to pick up because there's no glue at that point. So I can pick it up really easy. So again, just do the same thing. I'll do it this way. So what I would do is when I go to start it, I would take this sheet off and I would work on that area. So again, I don't like to see the picture, so what I would do is put these mats over the top. I'd have one that way and one up this way. I just like to see the part I'm working on. When I'm finished, if there's still an area that hasn't been done, I can put it back and press it onto the area of glue that's there. If not, I can put it back and just lay one of these mats on top to hold it just in place. So I would do that one, and then when that one's finished, I would do the next one, and then just work them that way. The thing about these is they're reusable, so you can use them again and again and again. I don't know how common these are that aren't shiny on both sides. I just expected them to be shiny on both sides. But if you do get them and you find out that one side is shinier than the other, put the shiny side, that's easy to say, put the shiny side on the glue. So that's it. That's how you get rid of this stuff. I take it there is a reason they use this for the poured glue, because to me it makes no sense. It is so problematic for the people using it. You can see maybe how it tore there when I was pulling it. It didn't go straight. And then you've got a chance like I had, you get a little sliver of the stuff is on the glue. You can't see it. And I found out I had already put drills over most of it. It just happened to line up with a line, so I never really noticed that they weren't sticking. Whereas this stuff, really easy to cut. can't see the picture, which I like. I mean, that's a personal preference. You could actually just use this again instead of buying those sheets, but you find, well, you end up with these things that are all cut all different ways. You could use it though, because I mean it will match up. So you could just, if you don't want to spend money on these things, keep these for when eventually you'll get a clear one, because they seem to be becoming more popular. And if you're used to using this stuff like I was, the first time you get this, yeah, it's just a pain. Simple as that. So that is it. That is the big cover up. As I said, all I wanted to talk about was covers for diamond paintings and the sort of pros and cons of different things. The poured glue, you don't have to worry about bubbles and ripples in the glue. The downside is the clear cellophane. If you get the double-sided glue, it comes with this sort of covering, and it's really easy to cut, easy to work. Problem is that you can get air bubbles, but they are fixable, and I did a video where I showed how to fix that. So I think the sort of ultimate solution really is to use these things. Like I said, they're totally reusable. You can use them again and again, and they just peel off, stick them on. They come in packs of, I think the minimum that I've seen is 25. Sometimes it's packs of 100, sometimes packs of 50. It really depends what size of picture you normally do. This is quite a small one. This is a 30 by 40, and it only takes 6 to cover that. So I don't think you really need that many, to be honest. But my wife now does diamond painting as well, so we made sure that we got enough in case both of us are working on big ones at the same time. So that's it. So I hope you found that useful. If you are struggling with your clear cover, maybe you have now found a better alternative. So thanks for watching, as always, really appreciate it. Thanks to the people that have been commenting in the comments on previous videos. It's always nice to know that people are actually taking time to watch it and think about stuff. So thanks very much for doing that. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Tap the notification button and you will find out when the next video goes live. I have a lot of things. I actually had 3 things turned up today to add to the pile of stuff. So I'm constantly working on new stuff. So if you enjoy the videos, please give me a follow. You can also find me on Instagram, Diamond Painting Jim, if you're into that sort of thing. I post up some little videos every now and again when I get time. So in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.